Thank you, everybody, for taking some time and joining us today. We've got a couple more people starting to trickle in. We'll just give it another minute or two and then we'll jump in. But we are really excited to join you today. This hour block on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This is honestly my favorite time of the week. This is where we get to connect directly with the agents who work with us, who are interested in learning more about MGT. We could not be more excited to have you here with us. Um, let's go ahead and let's kick off some intros. So Sean, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, sounds good. I'm Sean Hallerid. I build our marketing website here at MGT, and I handle a lot of our marketing communications. Uh, I also manage our YouTube channel and our LinkedIn presence. So make sure you're checking your inbox every week for emails from Annalise, from Jason, from Dan, and follow us on LinkedIn and on YouTube and check out all the stuff we got.
Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button.
That's right.
Definitely. My name is Annalise and I work in broker and customer success here at MGT Insurance. So whether it's you needing assistance or your policyholder needing assistance, someone like me is on the other end helping you guys with those policies. We have various ways of communicating here at MGT, phone, chat, or email. So any way you want to communicate with us, we'll be there to help.
And Jason, looks like you got done putting out some fires. So you want to take a minute to introduce yourself?
No fires. What are you talking about? Everything is grand. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for holding down the fort. Well, actually, you run the show anyway. My name is Jason. I work on distribution with these fine folks. I'm very happy to be here chatting with our agents today. I look forward to this every single week. And you may have heard some of the others say it because it's true across the entire team. Like the reason that we do what we do is that we love working with agents. We love your feedback. We love building products that make you happy. We love to just interact with you in the marketplace. So happy to have you here today. Ask any questions that you've got, and we will love to answer them and chat with you more.
And I am Dan Coakley, MC for our webinar today. And let's jump in. So, MGT Insurance Company, who are we? What do we do? We are the world's first neo insurer. And what does that mean? Let's unpack that a little bit. That means that we are built on modern technology to deliver an amazing experience for you and for our policyholders. A lot of insurance carriers out there, and I have absolutely nothing against them. I like to compete amongst the best. And a lot of insurance companies out there, they might have a really nice user experience on the front end, but hiding behind the scenes is a computer system from the 1980s that's just been cranking along. And, there are often areas of friction and times where that process can just get derailed and make life a little bit harder than it feels like it should be. And so enter MGT. Starting out from a clean slate, we don't have a billion-dollar book just yet, so it's a lot easier for us to do updates, to be nimble, to be responsive to you. And I think that that's going to be a great benefit for you and for our policyholders going forward. We are a carrier writing admitted BOPs for small businesses. We will accept businesses up to 3 million in revenues for most classes, up to 5 million in revenues for office risks, up to 2 million TIV per location, up to 4 locations per policy, 1 to 100 employees. And, just depending on the type of business, there might be some other eligibility guidelines, but broad strokes, that's going to be consistent across anything that we're writing. And why do agents like you really enjoy working with MGT? Well, we're about to see it, but I'll give you a quick description too. Over 80% of our policies go from logging in to start a quote to bound and issued in 10 minutes or less. And that's the first 10 minutes of a policy's lifetime. We're going to make it easy for you for the entire year that policy's in force. We've got a lot of great self-service features that are available both for you and for the policyholder so that you can manage those policies and keep them up to date and help anyone with any questions or documents that they might need. And generally, it's just going to take you a couple minutes, couple clicks. You usually won't have to send us an email, wait on someone to respond to you. So we really put the power in your hands to be in control of your book of business. So let me go ahead. I will share my screen now and we'll jump into the fun part. Now, how's this? So I have got this pulled up to mgtinsurance.com. This is where the journey begins. I wanted to start here, first off, to highlight our banner at the top. Restaurant coverage is now available with a link to our appetite guide. So make sure you download that and you'll know everything you have to know about working with restaurants. And then also too, our appetite is constantly evolving. To stay up to date with that, just click on BOP Appetite there at the top. You can come here, you'll see a full map of all the states that we're writing in. New addition in the upper left-hand corner of the screen here is Washington. And then you can scroll down, you can talk to our AI appetite agent, Amy. She's great. She could be a great resource if you just have a quick appetite question. Can MGT write delis in Philadelphia? Absolutely. And Amy will let you know that. So you'll have answers as soon as you need them. And that's just another way we empower you to control your book of business. You can also download our appetite guides, and I always like to recommend that just so you have a full understanding of what's going to fit, what's not, and where will be the most help to you. But let's go into the fun part. You'll just click sign in here in the upper right-hand corner. That'll take you into your dashboard. And this does everything you would hope a dashboard would do. You can start quotes here. You can also manage quotes that you and your team have been working on. And you can click into the policies tab and manage policies that you bound with us as well. To access those self-service features, you'll just come here and next to the policy, click view self-service. I always like to highlight the documents page in this section because there's a lot of really good information here. I've definitely seen this happen a time or two before. We'll bind a policy. 2 weeks later, the agent gets a call from a panicking business owner who says, wait, I never got my receipt. Is my policy active? Like, what if there's a fire? What's going on? No need to panic. All you have to do is come here. 2 clicks will get you into this section. You can confirm, yes, your policy is active. You can even reference the emailed receipt that we send out when we bind a policy to let you know exactly when that was sent. And you can click that message to open it if you needed to confirm any details in there as well. You can also create certificates, download deck pages here. And if you look up along the top bar, we've got a tab for payments. So you can update and manage payment history and claims so you can file and track claims as well. Then from here, we'll just click on the name in the upper right-hand corner. That takes us back into the dashboard and then we'll start a quote out. Now, one thing we are all extremely excited about is restaurants, of course. And if you type in restaurant, you'll see one of the great features of our online system is that it knows keywords. And so you don't have to memorize every single NAICS code out there just to get a quote back. Another nice thing is this also works with appetite as well. So for example, we are a market for restaurants. I would say maybe the best market for restaurants. We are not, though, a market for bars. And so if you select that, it'll let you know that class is not eligible for our business owners program. Makes it easy for you to pivot, find a plan B before you really sunk a lot of time and effort into this submission. But let's change bar to barbecue. And then next thing we'll do is put in the address here. Pretty self-explanatory. And then just select that address, click go. In the next page, we'll start out the submission process. You'll see a street view of that location. This is an opportunity to double check, that we've got the right address, make sure that we are quoting, the right location, could confirm details like the siding type, roof shape, make sure the sidewalk and parking lot are good, do a little frontline underwriting. And then we'll start to ask some questions to clarify the type of coverage that we're offering. So first question, do we wish to insure any buildings? If we say yes, there are a couple appetite guidelines that come into play so frequently, we wanted to put these right up front in the process. So we'll ask if there are any other exposures in that building that we're being asked to cover. If there are, it's just not a great fit for us. And so it'll let you know right up front. So you're, again, not spinning your wheels on a submission that ultimately wouldn't result in a quote. If we select no, it'll ask about builder's risk exposure. Very similar story there. If it's yes, it's out of appetite, we'll let you know. Once we've got all our answers selected, we'll click continue, and then we'll start the actual quote process. But I am not going to make you all watch me type in all the answers as we go along. Let me pull one up that I've already completed. And so we'll click continue to bring that back up, and then we'll start to go through the quoting process together. In step 1, we're entering in some basic information about the business. The class of business and the description and the address are pulling in from that last page. We'll just enter the name, phone number, gross sales. For restaurants, it'll ask about percentage of sales that are involving alcohol. You won't see that on other classes though, like insurance agencies, florists, barbershops. We're only asking what's relevant to that risk. We've got a few questions here, getting some information about the business owner, and then you're also able to add any additional locations up to a total of 4. We'll click continue to go into the second page. This is where we'll set our effective date. We'll answer a couple more questions about the entity and also about their insurance history. And then for restaurants, there are a couple additional questions here. This is a class that we just wanted to be a little bit more selective about. And so you've got a couple more questions, but I don't think these should be throwing up a ton of red tape or hurdles for you. It's all pretty straightforward stuff. So we'll click continue again. And we are all done now with step 1. Step 2, we'll start to describe the scale and the scope of their operations. And so we'll click into that. And you'll see here, this section is not super heavyweight. We are pulling our eligibility questions based on that specific class of business. So we're only asking what's relevant to that risk. And because of that, it just means a much more streamlined experience for you. So we've got a handful of questions that we'll answer, and then we'll click continue. And we are all done now with the eligibility section. In step 3, we'll start to describe the property that we're insuring. And quick pro tip here, since you all were nice enough to join us today for the demo, in this top drop-down box, we ask about the primary use of a building. And I see this happen a lot, where someone will start a quote out in that first page, they'll say, yes, we need building limits. By the time they make it here to page 3, it's actually looking more like a rental unit. We don't need building limits. And good news there is you don't have to restart your submission. In this drop-down box, click business personal property only. That'll take the building info out, and then you just proceed, nice and easy. But I'll keep the building information in just to give you an idea of what that looks like. And even with that, it's still not anything super complex. How big is it? What's it made out of? What's the roof look like? Couple questions about what's going on inside. And then we do have a few questions specific to restaurants because we, of course, want to make sure those fire control systems over the kitchen are in good shape, regularly maintained. And then we do also provide a replacement cost estimate for you. This just takes some data that we know about the building, calculates out the average price to replace a building just like that in that location. But this is a free entry box. You can put in any number that's right. So if our guess is different from what you've got, you can put in what you've got. If it's too far outside of the allowed variance, that may trigger a referral just to give us a chance to get in touch with the risk, make sure that we're rating it correctly. We'll click continue from here. And then in the next page, we can add any additional insureds that we need to add. I'm going to skip that because I'm sure everybody on this call has added additional insureds to a quote before, but it is a good idea to add them up front because sometimes there will be an additional premium, and we want to make sure that quote we get back to you is as accurate as possible. Let's hit continue again, and now we are all done with step 3. So let's go into the fun part, optional coverages. Now you'll see here, we've got the employee benefits liability, employment practices liability, and for restaurants, we have a whole suite of enhancements available. One nice feature throughout the quoting process, we've got these little help icons, just look like a question mark with a circle around it. These are really great if you have someone on your team who's just starting out into commercial lines. Maybe they're not super confident talking about employee benefits liability, so they can hover their mouse over that, get a little bit more information about what that coverage is, who might need it. And then once you've got your coverages selected, just click continue. And then there will be a few questions just to set sublimits and confirm that it's eligible. You can see here, that's the entire section though. Nothing, again, not a lot of red tape for you. We'll click continue now. And we are all done with step 4. So now we can click see your quote. And when that little circle starts to spin in the middle of the screen, this is where the magic's happening. Behind the scenes, it's running a bunch of different checks. It's scoring the risk. It's geolocating it. And ultimately, that's what you might be waiting for days or for weeks for an underwriter to do if you're just emailing applications over. But you can see here, we've completed that quote for you in just seconds. We've got pricing back in either quarterly installments or one annual payment. We are a direct bill carrier as well, and there are no payment fees, so the premium is the premium. And there's also a little discount for annual payments, and it'll tell you exactly what that is too. The rest of this page is pretty straightforward. I'm sure you've all seen something that looks just like this probably a million times the last year. So we won't spend too much time hanging out here. One thing I will highlight though is we really give you the ability to tailor this policy to the insured and what their needs are. Some other markets I've heard of out there, they'll just include and also charge for everything. We're really giving you the ability to build a policy that fits that insured like a glove. So once we've got everything dialed in, we'll just click continue. That'll take us into the next page. You'll notice all those drop-down boxes now are grayed out. This is what we would consider to be the active version of the quote. To print that out, just click print quote. This will take all this, put it into a nice, neat little PDF that you can send out as part of your proposal. If you did need to make any changes, you can always click previous and go back, and then click confirm and purchase once they're ready to move forward. And in this next page, you'll have the option to either send a payment link to the prospect or collect their payment information live. We've just found over the years that not everybody likes to share credit card information over the phone. No problem at all. In fact, I'd even say thank you to those folks because our BOPs include some cyber liability, and I really appreciate when a business owner has a commitment to keeping their data secure. So you can also click purchase now, and this is what the policyholder would see when you do send them that payment link. Just select annual or quarterly, e-check, credit, or debit. Once you've got the payment method selected, you'll be able to put in that payment information, billing zip code. Auto pay is automatically selected to be on. You can always turn it off, but we like to recommend keeping it on because it does help retention. Then you've got your address, contact info, all pre-filling. You'll just enter in the email address, click agree, and then you just click submit payment. As soon as that payment goes through, we'll bind it, we'll issue it, we'll send out receipts to you and the policyholder so you both have a record this transaction happened. You'll also have instant access to all the documents in the platform. So if you do have a lender or a landlord who's waiting on proof of insurance, you can send it over to them and you don't have to keep coming back and checking in on it every couple days. You just have it right there for you. Once all that's done, move on to the next thing on your to-do list. So thank you for sticking with us through that. I hope that, having seen that, you can see how we make it possible to really go from logging in to start a quote to policy bound and issued in just 10 minutes or less. ultimately, our goal is to help you protect the businesses in your community, and also to give you some time back so that you can spend that time doing all the other things you love to do. Maybe that's selling more MGT insurance policies. Maybe it's going fishing. Maybe it's hanging out with the kids. Maybe it's doing all the other important work in your office. We are here to empower you to make it happen.
Because you got through that demo so fast, I have more time to call agents and say hi today.
Great job.
That's the magic in action.
Yes. I put some contact information in the chat if you folks want to just take a look at it, or just remember support at mgtinsurance.com is a great way to get in contact with us. Or there's a chat feature on our website. So if you ever need assistance, you can just go into that chat feature and one of us will help you out, or we'll get you to the right person.
I put in a link in the chat as well, so you can talk to our Appetite agent, Amy, whenever you want. She's available 24/7.
She's all right. Amy's all right. Thanks. Great job today, guys. Really excellent to see the agents here. Thanks for attending today. And we're looking forward to working with you. So reach out to any of us anytime. Yeah, excited to have you on the platform. Excited to be partnered with you. Have a good day.
Folks.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.